At today's Chemical Accidents Theme Day, we focused on bringing together the safety and the security community, because that has never been done before in the context of the community of user exercise. So and what we've achieved today is by bringing these two communities, we wanted to achieve understanding each other's communalities. So what are common factors in security and safety? What are benefits if we combine safety and security? And but also identifying what are possible target conflicts between security and safety. And finally, we wanted to harvest also the experiences gained in the two areas to see whether there's a cross-fertilization possible between the two things. It was very encouraging to see that there is already a certain degree of combination of safety and security issues in the current project, but it's more random, it's not yet systematic, so that may require a little bit more work. And we've also learned that it's not always meaningful for all sorts of projects to combine. So one really needs to look into the actual project description and see is it actually meaningful to combine safety and security in this project, or is this an area where there is no overlap? What came out of these lessons was, first of all, that it's super critical that there is a multi-stakeholder coordination, so that it's important that both the authorities dealing with safety issues and security issues are being brought together, but also not only bringing authorities together, but also authorities with industry, bringing in the practitioners, all in a round table, in order to make sure that everybody understands the issues at stake. So coordination is a super critical issue, and I think that is something that is not only valid outside the European Union, but that was also seen today very valid in many EU countries. The other aspect that was raised was the many benefits that it has when security and safety legislation is applied beyond the actual implementation of, for example, the Seveso directive, but the wider benefits that can be achieved in terms of disaster risk reduction, and here the key word is the Sendai framework, or the Sustainable Development Goals. And by applying safety legislation, you can also contribute to achieving these objectives. The most important driver are the socio-economic aspects and commercial benefits. And here we understood that it's absolutely necessary to not only look into the immediate costs of an accident, so the damage that is caused in the facility or the damage that is caused across as a result of a fire or of explosion, but it's absolutely necessary to also consider image aspects, the reputation that a particular company has, the reputation that a whole industry sector has. There are immediate repercussions if an accident happens in one facility. It's not only affecting this particular facility, but there will immediately be questions asked to similar industries. Can this happen again also in your establishment? So any accident is not only affecting a single company, but it's immediately affecting the whole industry. The positive effect of preventing accidents is, of course, that there is a continued production. If your production is running safely and stable over time, you get competitive advantages. So these are benefits of applying safety legislation. Another indirect benefit is that if you're working in if your employees have the impression that that they're working in a safe environment and that safety is of concern, there will be immediately more in staff engagement. More staff engagement means competitive advantages, so there are immediate benefits of applying safety legislation. Exercises do really matter in the prevention of incidents, so that you are prepared whenever something happens, whether it's a security or a safety incident, doesn't really matter. And that exercises contribute significantly to trust building amongst the involved parties. So after exercises, there is normally an increase of trust between, for example, the authorities and the industry that was involved, or maybe several companies that were involved in the exercise. So, and then with that existing trust, further work can be smoothened. So in conclusion for the day, I think we've really made good progress in bringing the two communities together. Of course, we were only able to scratch on the surface of the topic, so there is need for continued efforts. Maybe a repetition of this exercise next year, where we then can delve a little bit deeper. For people, if they go home, it is important that they start breaking down the pillars between the security and the safety authorities, so that you start thinking this is holistic thinking about safety and security. And there was also some ideas for areas in which research can help in future.